From the moment you were born, they've been stealing from you. Not your money, not your possessions, but something far more valuable. Your energy. They've built a system so seamless you don't even realize it's happening to you. You wake up exhausted, you go to bed depleted. You've done everything they told you, worked hard, stayed informed, followed the rules. But the harder you try, the more drained and stuck you feel. This isn't a personal failure. This is the system working exactly as designed. You're trapped in a game where the rules are stacked against you. Every step forward costs you more energy than you can afford. They've created invisible walls so seamless, you think the cage you're in is freedom. See, you are living in an energy-harvesting society. A world that profits from your exhaustion, your focus, your emotions. Your attention is their most valuable resource. But here's what they fear most: you waking up. Because once you see the game, you can stop playing. And when you stop playing, their system collapses. In this video, I'll show you exactly how they're stealing your energy, and most importantly, how to break free. See, you live in a world built not to nurture you, but to harvest you. Your thoughts, your emotions, your focus, your energy, all of it has been turned into a resource for those who control this system. They don't need chains or bars. They don't need to take anything by force. All they need is your attention, and they know it. If you want to control a population, you don't need chains or cages. All you need is division. Take politics, for example. Every few years, you're asked to make a choice, left or right, red or blue, one leader or another. It feels monumental, like your vote has the power to change the world. But here's the truth they don't want you to realize. Both sides play for the same team. They argue, they debate, they promise the world, but no matter who wins, the system stays the same. Life stays the same, if not worse. The rich get richer, the powerful stay in power, and you're left believing you made a difference, even as nothing truly changes. This isn't just cynicism, it's strategy. By presenting you with two opposing options, they create the illusion of freedom while ensuring that the real power structures remain untouched. As long as you're busy choosing between A and B, you won't notice that the real decision makers are pulling the strings from the shadows. But what divides us even more effectively than politics or brands? Identity. From birth, you're given labels and taught to cling to them as if they define your very existence. Your nationality, your social class, your religion. These become walls of your cage. And when people identify with their labels, they're easier to pit against each other. A person who sees themselves as right or left, us or them, rarely questions the system that created these labels in the first place. Divide and conquer isn't just an ancient strategy. It's their most effective weapon, perfected for the modern world. When people are busy fighting each other, they're too distracted to notice the system controlling them. Look around you. Every headline, every trending topic, every viral tweet screams for you to pick a side. Left or right? Pro this or anti that? Even the most trivial choices, what brand you drink or what team you cheer for, are now battlegrounds. But here's the truth they don't want you to see. They don't care which side you pick. They just want you to stay in the fight. Why? Because division keeps you distracted, emotional, and exhausted. It ensures you spend your energy debating, defending, and attacking, while the real architects of the system quietly maintain their control. When you're busy arguing, you're not questioning. When you're focused on them, you're not looking at who benefits from the chaos. And if you don't believe me, look at your life. Really look at it. Another meeting that could have been an email, and another day of trading your life force for numbers in a bank account. Look around your workplace. See the glazed eyes, the slumped shoulders, and the forced smiles. These aren't just signs of a tough workday, but symptoms of systematic energy extraction. The 40-hour work week isn't natural. It's a cage. They convince you it's normal to spend the best hours of your day, the best years of your life, trading your energy for barely enough money to survive. They call it making a living. But ask yourself, is this really living? See, my point is, you're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because they drain you. That's why you're watching this now. Something in you is awakening, like a splinter in your mind, driving you to question life. Why do you feel so drained in a world of modern conveniences? Why does every solution they offer seem to make you feel worse? The answer is both simpler and more terrifying than you imagine. They've constructed a system so perfect, so all-encompassing, that it makes the chains feel like choices. The cage feels like comfort. The energy drain feels like daily life. From the moment you wake up to your alarm, to the moment you fall asleep scrolling through someone else's curated reality, you're being milked of your most precious resource. And what is that resource? Your energy. Energy is life itself. It's not just the physical effort you expend, it's your thoughts, your focus, your emotions. Energy fuels every decision you make, every action you take, and every dream you pursue. Without it, you're stagnant. And that's why it's so valuable. The law of conservation of energy states that energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only change forms. They can't create their own energy, so they harvest yours. Think about it. Money can be printed. Products can be manufactured. But energy, that's finite. You only have so much to give each day. And once it's gone, it's gone. Those who control this system understand this better than you do. They've built an economy not just around money, but around attention, emotions, and focus. Because energy is the root of all creation. Every moment you spend focused on them, whether it's scrolling through endless feeds, consuming news designed to outrage you, or working long hours to pay off debt, you're giving them the very essence of your life force. They don't just want your money, they want your mind, your compliance, your participation. And here's why the bid for your energy is so high. Whoever controls your energy controls your reality. The fight isn't for your wallet or your vote, it's for your focus. Because where your energy goes, your power flows. Because energy is the root of all creation. They exploit it to keep the machine running, while you're left depleted, distracted, and dependent. Remember when weekends meant freedom? Now they're filled with catching up on emails and preparing for Monday. They've extended their energy harvesting operation into every corner of your life. Even your rest has been weaponized against you. Look at teachers. Every year they're teaching the same material, but it gets harder and harder. Why? Because the rules, policies, and expectations keep changing. They're constantly forced to adapt, draining more and more of their energy just to keep up. And it's not just teachers, it's all of us. How often does your free time feel like another workday? And remember the time before phones existed? When you left work, you were truly off the clock. No one could contact you once you got home. But now, they've got an extra way to track you, ping you, and pull your attention. Your phone, work emails, notifications, or that late-night urgent text. It's just another way to steal your energy 24/7. But here's where it gets truly insidious. Money. They've created a financial system that's nothing more than an energy converter. Your time, your creativity, and literal life force, all reduced to numbers in an account. Numbers that never seem to grow quite enough to set you free. The debt, the bills, the endless cycle of working to survive. It's all designed to keep you in an energy deficit. Every aspect of the system has been engineered to ensure you're constantly giving more than you're receiving. Think about student loans. They promise opportunity, but deliver decades of repayment. Credit cards entice you with rewards and convenience, but trap you with compounding interest rates that keep you paying for years. And mortgages? You'll spend your whole life paying them off, but miss a few payments due to lost income, and they'll take your house, leaving you with nothing, not even what you've already invested. It's not fair. We all know it's not fair, but they keep us so distracted we accept it as normal. We're not living. We're stuck, frozen in their game. And even your paycheck is part of the design. Endless taxes, deductions, and rising costs of living chip away at your earnings, ensuring you're left with just enough to get by, but not enough to escape for good. And here's the most absurd part: even when you die, the system isn't done with you. Your family is left paying funeral costs, burial fees, and debts tied to your name. Death itself comes with a price tag. Think about that. Even leaving this world costs you money. Inflation eats away at what little you manage to save, while prices rise faster than wages. It's a hamster wheel disguised as progress. And no matter how fast you run, you're never allowed time off. And it doesn't end there. The system pushes you into overconsumption, shopping for products you don't need, upgrading gadgets that still work, chasing trends that keep you spending. Marketing campaigns tell you that happiness is just one purchase away, while advertisements exploit your insecurities to sell solutions to problems you didn't even know you had. And you probably noticed how new products never seem to last. Phones, appliances, even furniture. They're designed to fail, to break, or to feel outdated just in time for the next release. Compare that to products made 20 or 30 years ago. Cars built to last a lifetime. Electronics that didn't need constant replacement. Tools and appliances passed down through generations. They intentionally design products with shorter lifespans, not to save costs, but to ensure you keep buying. Even trends are part of the trap. Fashion cycles that used to last decades now shift every season. Phones are marketed as essential, even when last year's model works perfectly fine. You're not buying what you need. You're buying what they've convinced you to want. The system doesn't reward durability, because durability doesn't make them money. It rewards constant consumption, ensuring you're always spending, always wanting, and always too distracted to ask why. This isn't progress. It's a machine designed to keep you chasing, spending, and depleting your energy. And entertainment? They've mastered that extraction point. Streaming services that keep you glued to screens for hours. Social media algorithms that know exactly which emotional buttons to push. Video games designed to trap you in dopamine loops. Each one is perfectly engineered to harvest your energy while making you think you're being refreshed. The most brilliant part: they've made their energy farm feel normal, natural, inevitable. That's just how life is, they want you to say. Everyone's tired, everyone's stressed, everyone's struggling. But here's what they don't want you to realize. This isn't natural. None of this is natural. Human beings aren't meant to live in an everlasting energy deficit. We're not meant to wake up drained and go to bed exhausted. We're not meant to need 3 cups of coffee just to feel human. We're not meant to sit under fluorescent lights for 8 hours, staring at screens while our bodies ache for movement. We're not meant to sacrifice sleep for endless deadlines, only to wake up and repeat the grind. We're not meant to live lives where our worth is measured by productivity alone. And when you say you're tired, they tell you it's because you're weak, that you're burned out, that it's your fault, never theirs. They won't admit the truth. The system is designed to burn you out. They keep you running on empty, and when you finally collapse, they label you as the problem. But here's the thing. Their system doesn't just rely on exhausting you physically or draining you financially. It goes deeper than that. To keep you trapped, they target your mind and emotions, exploiting your most primal instincts. And their most effective weapon? Fear. Fear is their ultimate weapon. It bypasses logic, hijacks your emotions, and traps you in survival mode. Those in control know this, and they've weaponized it to keep you compliant, distracted, and exhausted. Every headline, every crisis, every conflict isn't just news. It's part of a calculated strategy to keep you afraid. Why? Because fear shuts down critical thinking. It narrows your focus, making you easier to manipulate. When you're scared, you're not questioning. You're reacting. Fear isn't random. It's hardwired into your brain. When danger strikes, Your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, priming you to fight or flee. This response was vital for survival in the wild, but today the predators are manufactured. Bombarded by endless threats, breaking news, fear-driven campaigns, societal pressures, your body stays in constant fight-or-flight mode. It's not just anxiety, it's engineered control. This chronic state of fear destroys you from the inside. Elevated stress hormones drain your energy, weaken your immune system, and harm your physical health. Your mind suffers too. Fear blocks creativity, critical thinking, and long-term planning. It keeps you stuck, unable to see beyond the immediate panic. And most of the threats you see are exaggerated or fabricated. Crisis after crisis is designed to keep you reacting, not reflecting. How many times have you been told, this is the most important moment of your life, only to realize nothing actually changes? They don't want you to stop and think. They want you to consume, obey, and remain in their cycle. And fear isn't just a tool of control. It's a business. It sells clicks, products, and solutions to problems they've created for you. Afraid of illness? Here's a pill. Worried about safety? Buy this alarm system. Fear keeps you spending and scrolling. Social media takes it further, using algorithms to prioritize outrage because it keeps you engaged. More engagement means more ads, and more ads mean more profit. Your fear is their revenue stream. The only way to escape is to recognize fear for what it is, a weapon, a tactic to keep you in line. Pause before reacting. Question every narrative. Ask yourself, who benefits from me being afraid? See, fear only works when you let it work. The moment you stop letting fear control your actions, their system begins to crack. Awareness isn't just resistance, it's power. Even kindness has been corrupted. Think about the last time you saw someone perform a genuine act of good without a camera in hand. Feeding the homeless, helping a stranger, it's no longer about the act itself, but how it looks on social media. Compassion has become currency, traded for likes and validation. And it's a symptom of the same system that's drained society so deeply that even our humanity is now a performance. But it wasn't always like this. There was a time when communities thrived, when people trusted one another, when connection was real. That's gone now. Why? Because the system doesn't want you connected. It wants you divided. It's easier to control you when you're isolated, easier to exploit you when you're lonely and unhappy. The rise of technology, political divisiveness, and corporate control has hollowed out the bonds that once held society together. But now negativity dominates every space, doesn't it? You feel it in the air. Short tempers, shallow interactions, and a collective sense of exhaustion. It's as if the world itself is vibrating at a lower frequency, resonating with frustration, fear, and emptiness. This energy doesn't just affect you, it spreads. The anger of one driver infects another. The coldness of a rushed interaction leaves you carrying that energy into the next. Social media arguments don't end when you close the app. They linger, leaving you irritable and drained. And this isn't just random. It's a product of a system designed to keep everyone on edge, divided and depleted. They've drained the joy from the world, replaced connection with competition, and turned every interaction into a transaction. Social media promised us connection, but it delivered the opposite. It's turned everyone into the main character, competing for attention in a curated reality where nothing feels real anymore. Conversations are no longer about listening, they're about winning. Posts about happiness feel staged, and every comment section seems like a battlefield of outrage and personal attacks. Nothing feels real anymore, and the division runs deeper than ever. Men and women are now pitted against each other. Social media amplifies the narrative that men are oppressors and women are selfish, creating an endless cycle of blame and mistrust. Relationships feel impossible when both sides are told to see each other as enemies. This isn't a natural evolution. It's engineered to divide and isolate. The fallout is everywhere. Birth rates are plummeting because fewer people see a future worth building together. Marriage rates are declining. Dating has become a shallow game of swipes and ghosting, and the idea of raising children feels like an impossible dream. Financially, emotionally, even spiritually. The system doesn't want you to build families or communities. They want you lonely, disconnected, and dependent. This energy shift doesn't just affect individuals. It's reshaping humanity itself. And it's not by accident. A divided, distrustful population is easier to control. And another way they try to control you is by music. Music has always been a tool of connection, a universal language that can heal, inspire, and elevate your soul. But what if I told you that much of the music you hear today isn't designed to uplift you? Instead, it's engineered to keep you stuck in a low, vibrational state. You often hear, music nowadays isn't as good as before. In the past, musicians spent years mastering their craft. They wrote lyrics that told stories, melodies that moved mountains, and harmonies that resonated with something deep within us. Now, the charts are dominated by formulaic, auto-tuned noise. Talent has been replaced with algorithms, authenticity with marketability. It's no accident. Music is now engineered to keep you consuming, not creating. Music isn't just sound, it's vibration. And vibrations affect your energy, your emotions, and your state of being. In the past, music aligned with natural frequencies like 432 Hz, which harmonized with the earth and promoted peace and clarity. Today's standard tuning, 440 Hz, does the opposite. It creates tension and unease, subtly keeping you in a state of low vibration. Why the switch? To keep you off balance, more reactive, and easier to manipulate. Heavy bass lines and low-frequency sounds tap into your primal instincts, evoking feelings like aggression or despair. These emotions drain your energy, leaving you stuck in survival mode instead of thriving in creative, high-energy states. Listen closely to the lyrics. How often do they glorify toxic relationships, unattainable wealth, or superficial lifestyles? These messages create a sense of lack, convincing you that you're not enough unless you chase what they're selling. When you listen to songs that make you angry, sad, or jealous, that emotional energy doesn't just disappear. It's harnessed and redirected by the system. They profit from your pain, your despair, your longing. Repetitive beats and lyrics keep your mind fragmented. Instead of using your brain power to think critically or create something meaningful, you're stuck on the same loop as the song, over and over again. It's no wonder that when you hear a song after a while, it reminds you of the time you heard it for the first time. Even if that was more than 10 years ago, you still feel the emotions as then. That alone proves that music has a bigger impact on you than you realize. And music isn't just sound, it's identity. By controlling the music you consume, they control how you see yourself and the world around you. Genres are weaponized to create divisions, keeping people separate and easy to manage. Another way they are attacking you energetically is through forced urbanization. If you've ever wondered why life in the city feels so off, it's because it is. Sure, most jobs and opportunities are in the cities, but why does it come at such a high cost to your well-being? The truth is, cities are designed to drain you energetically. Think about it. Humans didn't evolve to live like this. We're not meant to spend our lives surrounded by concrete, trapped in crowded spaces, breathing polluted air and cut off from nature. Cities promise convenience, but what they really do is disconnect you from everything that keeps you balanced and energized. Let's break it down. Ever taken a deep breath in the city? It's not refreshing, it's heavy. Exhaust fumes, industrial smoke, and a lack of trees to filter the air leave us inhaling pollutants instead of oxygen-rich air. Compare that to the countryside, or even a quiet park. You can feel the difference immediately. Clean air clears your mind, gives you energy, and helps you think more clearly. In cities, you don't get that. We're wired to connect with nature, to hear birds chirping, feel the sun on our skin, and walk through green spaces. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities for a healthy mind and body. But cities strip that away. And you know how good it feels to soak up the sun, right? That's not just in your head. It's your body making vitamin D, boosting your mood and giving you energy. But in cities, most of us spend our days under fluorescent lights, stuck inside during the daylight hours. By the time we step outside, the sun's gone. It's no wonder we feel tired and off balance. We're starved of the very thing we need to thrive. And it's not just the air and sunlight we're missing. It's the peace and quietness too. Sirens, honking cars, construction. It's constantly going on in the city. And your subconscious doesn't filter it out. It stays on high alert, draining you without you even realizing it. That background noise creates stress, anxiety, and mental fatigue. You might not notice it day to day, but over time, it adds up. Everywhere you look in a city, there's something fighting for your attention. Flashing lights, billboards, crowded streets. Even when you're not on your phone, you're bombarded with ads. It's like your brain is under attack 24/7. You can't focus, you can't think clearly, and you can't rest. The city keeps you overstimulated and overwhelmed, so you're too distracted to ever really question what's going on. You might be thinking, yeah, but cities are where the opportunities are. What choice do we have? And you're right, they've designed it that way. Most jobs, industries, and resources are located in cities, so they've made it nearly impossible to live anywhere else. But while you're chasing opportunities, what's the cost? You're breathing polluted air that fogs your mind and drains your energy. You're cut off from the sunlight and nature that could recharge you. Your subconscious is constantly on high alert, overwhelmed by noise and chaos. And through all of this, you're too distracted and depleted to realize how disconnected you've become from yourself, from others, and from the natural world. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This disconnection is by design. Forced urbanization isn't just about making cities more efficient or creating opportunities. It's about control. But why do cities work for them? Cities are packed with surveillance systems, tracking everything from your movements to your spending habits. Every street corner has a camera, and your phone gives them access to even more. In a city, you're always being watched, monitored. Another thing is, in urban areas, you rely on their infrastructure for everything: water, food, electricity, transportation. This dependency keeps you tied to their system, unable to step away or live independently. And lastly, the pace of city life keeps you constantly moving, always busy, always distracted. There's no time to reflect, no time to connect the dots, and that's exactly how they want it. Cities weren't designed for you. They were designed for the system. They strip away the very things that make us human: fresh air, sunlight, peace, and connection to nature. They've turned modern living into a trap, keeping you distracted, dependent, and drained. Now that you know how they harvest your energy, here's how to break free. Awareness is your first weapon. Now you see how they built this system to drain you. But knowing isn't enough. You need to act. It's time to reclaim your energy, your power, and your life. Here's how you break free from their trap. 1. Ditch the fear mentality. Fear is their ultimate tool of control. It paralyzes you, keeps you reactive, and makes you easy to manipulate. Recognize fear for what it is. Ask yourself, who benefits from me being afraid right now? Often, the fear you feel isn't even your own. It's been planted there by headlines, propaganda, or societal expectations. Take back your focus. Instead of reacting to fear-based narratives, shift your energy towards solutions and personal growth. Fear only works when you let it dominate your thoughts. 2. Reclaim your creativity. Your creativity is one of the most powerful tools you have. It's how you imagine new possibilities, solve problems, and create a life that's truly yours. But they've turned it into a commodity, draining your energy through distractions and passive consumption. Start creating, not consuming. Write, draw, build, brainstorm. Do anything that activates your creative energy. Protect your creative space. Turn off notifications. Block out distractions. And give yourself the time and freedom to create without limits. 3. Take control of your time. They've designed a world where your time's no longer your own. Work, notifications, and endless distractions steal your focus every day. Set boundaries. Stop letting work bleed into your personal time. Define your limits and stick to them. Prioritize what matters. Every hour you spend mindlessly scrolling or caught in someone else's agenda is an hour you lose for yourself. Take back your schedule and align it with your values. 4. Question everything. They rely on you blindly accepting the system without questioning who it serves or why it exists. But once you start asking questions, the cracks begin to show. Challenge narratives. Whether it's news headlines, social media trends, or societal expectations, ask yourself, who benefits from me believing this? Seek truth, not comfort. Real answers often lie outside the mainstream. Be willing to explore alternative perspectives and do your own research. 5. Strengthen your community. The system thrives on isolation. When people are disconnected, they're easier to control. But when communities come together, they become a force for change. Rebuild connections. Help the ones who need it, not for them, but for yourself. Support local businesses and create a network of people who uplift and support one another. Collaboration over competition. Stop buying into the idea that success is a zero-sum game. Help others rise, and you'll rise with them. 6. Detox from mainstream media. Mainstream media is one of their most powerful tools for harvesting your attention and manipulating your emotions. Limit your exposure. Take breaks from the 24/7 news cycle and reduce your time spent on social media. Curate your input. Choose sources that educate and inspire rather than drain and manipulate. Surround yourself with content that aligns with your values. 7. Reconnect with nature. Nature isn't just a luxury, it's a lifeline. It grounds you, clears your mind, and replenishes your energy. Spend time outdoors daily. Even a short walk in a park can reset your energy. Make it a habit to connect with nature every day. Disconnect to reconnect. Leave your phone behind and be fully present in the natural world. 8. Declutter your life. They've convinced you that you need more. More things, more commitments, more everything. But the truth is, less is more. Simplify your space. Get rid of possessions that don't serve you. A clutter-free environment creates mental clarity. Simplify your schedule. Stop overcommitting. Focus on the people, activities, and goals that truly matter to you. 9. Unplug from consumerism. Consumerism is their way of keeping you trapped, always chasing the next purchase, always feeling like you're not enough without it. Stop chasing trends. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I just being sold a feeling? Find joy in simplicity. Real happiness doesn't come from possessions. It comes from connection, purpose, and experiences. 10. Rediscover play and joy. They want you serious, stressed, and too exhausted to enjoy life. But joy is a form of resistance. Make time for play, dance, laugh, explore. Do things that make you feel alive. Play isn't just for kids. It's essential for your mental and emotional well-being. Celebrate small wins. Joy doesn't need to wait for a big milestone. Find happiness in everyday moments. 11. Take radical responsibility. The system wants you to feel powerless, like everything is outside your control. But the truth is, you have more power than they want you to believe. Own your choices. While you can't change the system overnight, you can control how you respond to it. Take responsibility for your energy, your actions, and your mindset. Be the example. The best way to inspire change is to live it. Show others what's possible by reclaiming your own power. The truth they don't want you to know. You were never meant to be a cog in their machine. You were meant to thrive, to create, and to live fully. Breaking free from their trap isn't easy. It takes effort, awareness, and commitment. But it's worth it. Every small step you take to reclaim your energy is a step toward true freedom. It starts now. The moment you decide to stop feeding their system is the moment you start living life on your own terms. The fact that you're here, watching this, shows that you're already waking up. You see the cracks in their carefully constructed illusion, and with every truth you uncover, their grip weakens. You don't have to keep playing their game. There's another path, one where your energy belongs to you. Your choices are your own, and your life feels like yours again. If this hit home, don't let it stop here. Subscribe to join a community of people breaking free from the system. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, someone who feels trapped but doesn't know why. But most importantly, act. Awareness is powerful, but it means nothing without action. Reclaim your energy and use it to build the life you deserve. This is more than just about you. It's about everyone waking up to the truth. Together we can break the cycle and create something better. The choice is yours. Will you keep feeding their machine, or will you take back what's been stolen from you? Type "Energy Unlocked" in the comments if you're ready to reclaim your power and live life on your terms. Let's break free together.